It's your girl tatyanamonee back for another episode of Talk to Tot. Real people, real talk, real life. Thank you again for your patience in this video. I wanted to first start off by saying I hope everybody had a great week so far, and I hope that everything stemming from last week was very positive, prosperous, and productive. With that being said, that gets me to what I would like to talk about on this week's episode, which it's 4.5 days late. Shame on me. It's okay. But again, y'all keep rocking with me, and we're definitely going to get to 52 videos at the end of this year. But my topic is keep it cool in hot situations. Why do people keep trying me? Yeah, loaded topic, right? So the reason behind that is because people have been trying my patience, and I have reached my wits end on just being okay with it. I've been talking to my mom, my besties, and I'm just like, it's something in the water because people keep trying me, whether it's at work or if it's within certain aspects of like my social career or some of the organizations that I'm in. It's just like, all right, what is it? And I was really picking my mom's brain about this because she has expressed to me about over the years how she's had to adjust how she reacts to certain people. And this also would have been a really good question to talk to my dad about had he, still been here. But I know that he had an issue with that as well, with people just coming at you sideways. And it's one thing if you exhibit the behaviors that warrant that type of response. It's another thing when you don't do absolutely nothing. All you did was show up. All you did was be present. You were just born. That was it. And that be the times where I be really upset, is when I know for a fact I did not do anything to this person. I did not do anything in this situation. And y'all know sometimes life happens. Sometimes you catch people at a bad time, the wrong time, whatever. But I don't know if this is a season. Like right now, am I supposed to consistently encounter people that are just cutting up, like being real comfortable, disrespecting me, just talking out the side of their neck, just downright retarded? And I'm just like, I can make your face blend in with the wall. I can drag you across this slab of concrete. I can sit up here and get your social and mess with your credit. It's just I'm over here plotting, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm finna block my blessings. I am. So I said that to say, when I was talking to my mom specifically about this, I asked her, is it my age that's making people act like this? And I say that because several interactions that I've had with people, I'll get the sweetie, honey, sugar, whatever. And I'm like, normally people do that when they're older than you and they kind of feel like they got their thumb on you a little bit, like they got something over you because they're older than you or whatever. It's like, I can't control when I came out the cooter. And obviously me and you in the same environment, and I'm younger than you, so what, look at yourself on that note. But anyway, and when I asked her that, she was basically saying like she don't really know how to, answer my question because she can't really relate. People haven't really been trying to approach her a certain type of way because of her age. So, all right, scenario, because this past like week or two of being at work at one specific job, it's like when one job behaving, the other job misbehaving, and sometimes they both sync up and just can't get it together. And I'm like, can y'all just both just give me a break? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Like, I just want to come do my job, go home. That's it. I don't want nothing else. I promise you I don't want nothing else. So I was telling her about this situation. My mom, I was telling her about this situation that happened this past weekend because I had a lot going on. I had a lot of good things in between me balancing work. So it was an issue with scheduling at work. And it wasn't the resolution to the situation that was the problem, because we were able to resolve the matter, you know what I mean, with the scheduling issue. It was how it was handled. People are coming up to me like aggressive. Like, mind you, all I said was hello coming into my shift. Hey, how you doing? If y'all figured out that there was something wrong with the schedule, mind you, I don't make schedules there. It's your job to fix it. And if you are investigating the situation and you have to talk to multiple parties, you have to treat everybody a certain type of way, as if everybody has a separate role. It's not like people are banding together trying to concoct some stuff with the schedule. It's not that deep. I said all that to say, it was a couple people, managers included, they was barking. And when I say barking, I mean, who you talking to? And especially one of them was a man. And I'm like, okay, I have a problem with that. Not to say that females only qualify to be disrespectful with me. I'm not saying that at all. Nobody qualifies. But when a man is showing aggression towards me, especially when I'm not challenging your manhood, demasculating you, I'm not talking to you all type of crazy, nothing like that. I'm not trying to embarrass you, nothing like that. Like things that would actually activate that type of behavior out of a dude. I didn't exhibit that. I didn't display that. Who are you talking to? And then you're doing that in front of other people, both older than me, younger than me, newer than me. You know, they've some that have been there longer than me. I had to look. I said his name. I said, hey, you ain't got to talk like that. Mind you, I don't care if you're a manager. You do not have permission to disrespect me. You don't. Now, people try. Okay, I got that part. But I'm not inviting you to do that. So when I clap back at you, when I'm going off at the mouth, if I'm pulling a you on you, you know why. Deal with it. Take what you dish out. And so when I told him, I said, you ain't got to talk to me like that. He was like, what? I'm not talking to you no type of ways. I was like, no, yes, you are. You're loud. You being a little bit abrasive. And it's not necessary because the situation is being resolved. I'm not giving you no pushback over the scheduling issue. I've given you my 2 cents on the matter. I'm on board with what we finna do next. What's all the rah-rah about? I mean, I was just making sure. I was like, yeah, you don't make sure that way, though. No. Mind you, this dude older than me. He's older, like salt and pepper in his hair and beard, older than me. So I'm just like, you should know better. But then I look at people like that. It's like, I've seen you treat other people like that. So why would I be exempt? You know, I get it. But then if I'm not giving nothing off for you to treat me like that, then why would you treat somebody like that who hasn't, you know, done anything? And my mom, you know, she was telling me, like, people gonna do what they want to do, and people go through their own stuff, and they don't care. They just don't. And I think that's the part that bothers me the most, is that people do not care anymore about if they disrespect you or not. Like, they're allowed to have a bad day. They're allowed to make the mistakes. They are allowed to just come at you all types of crazy, and you're just supposed to take it because that's life and we're grown. Who told you that? No, I don't agree. I don't agree. And I don't feel no type of way if I clap back at you and now you're offended. You deal with that. You left me to deal with what you got. You're going to have to deal with mine. And the issue is, some people can't deal with what I give them back. Because I don't cut corners on that. I'm full out. Like, I've been told in many situations how much power I got. I have so much power that I can change a whole room like that. I've seen it. I've seen people, they in their element until I come, because I can see them before they see me. And the moment I cross the threshold of the vicinity, they whole mood change. That's on you, boo. You know what I mean? If I bother you that much to where you instantly have to put out all of this negativity, you got to really sit with yourself and see why, if I'm not doing anything. and some of this makes me reflect back on when I was growing up, because I was bullied from time to time as a little kid, and I would say like an intermediate kid, like elementary school and middle school. Some neighborhoods don't have middle school, but where I grew up at, you had elementary school, middle school, junior high, high school. So for elementary school and middle school, I dealt with people messing with me. And it used to always bother me. And then some of that trickled into high school too. But I started like talking back and defending myself and developing my little attitude. And it used to always bother me as to why, if I'm not initiating anything, why are you coming for me? What is the problem? Like, side note, I have been ridiculed because I like to educate myself. Like, I remember a couple of times where I would be learning in high school, and there would be a teacher that'll say, hey, who knows the answer to, and my hand is going up. Like, when I say I love school. Like, love learning, love challenging my mind, creating new things, being in that environment where it's just an explosion of knowledge. Like, that was so intriguing to me. It was like a big old puzzle that I got to figure out every single day. Like that, especially for somebody like me who's very analytical, it keeps my mind busy. So for me to be excited to learn and want to divulge the answer when I'm called upon, I have been ridiculed for that. I would be told by people, can you just shut up? Stop raising your hand. Stop trying to act all smart. It's not an act. I'm very intelligent. That's just it. You don't know the answer, so you mad at me. That correlates to one of the organizations that I was joining in college. And my cohort, because I don't want to, say certain terms, but my cohort that was going through the process with me, they were like, okay, whoever knows the least amount of information, that's what we all know. Nah, I studied. Like, to this day, they will joke with me and be like, I mean, it's a joke now, but I used to get really offended because they would be like, Tatiana, like, if we all don't know the answer, then you don't know the answer either. No, that's not true. They gave all of us the same amount of time and the same information to learn and study. It was on y'all for not studying. I know the answer. No, I'm not okay with being stupid. And I'm not calling them stupid, but the lack of knowledge. I'm not okay with being ignorant. I'm not okay with knowing something is unknown and choosing to do nothing with it when I need to utilize that information for something. I'm not okay with that. That's mediocre. I don't want no mediocre. And with that, crossing over into adulthood, where I've even seen it in some people's faces where it's hard for them to give me a compliment. They're literally in my face trying to give me a compliment, but then it's twisted behind some type of negative connotation, or even just the influx in their voice is not there. It's like, oh yeah, you're doing good. It's almost like whatever is implied, you can't state it verbatim, but you know that it's something implied. Like, well, yeah, but no buts. That's so annoying to me. Like, stop testing me. Stop trying me. Get out my face. And I don't know what it is, especially with a lot of Black women nowadays, because where I work at currently, it's literally 90% women in both settings, because I have multiple jobs. It's sad. It's sad. We are supposed to be uplifting each other. And I'm not saying it's supposed to be unicorns and rainbows. I'm not saying that at all. But the moment you see somebody come in and they new and they're doing good and they not feeding into the drama that y'all got going on, they just want to come to work and go home. But then they also hold you accountable when some BS pops up. It's like, why is that the person you have a problem with? And I know what my mom would say in this instance. People have a problem with mirrors. If you hold a mirror in front of somebody and show them what they've been trying to cover up or what they're not facing, they rebel against that. And naturally, in a way, I'm a walking mirror where if something wrong, I'm calling it out. If something ain't, appropriate, I'm not rocking with it. I don't care if the whole group do it. I've been that person in many situations where everybody is over here doing one thing and I am the only one doing something else. I don't care. Because I have to sleep at night. I have to have my dignity. I have to be okay when I look in the mirror. And if I'm not, like, I can't live for you. You're not paying my bills. You don't make me happy. You don't support me. You don't have my best interest at heart. So why should I want to feed into anything you got going on? And also, why do I need to receive the negativity you're giving? I think people really need to start sitting down with themselves and figuring out how to love on them. Because the more you focus on loving you, the less dedicated you are to spewing out so much ignorance and evil and drama and impose that upon other people. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, I've had people legit be mad at me for no reason because I'm cool with somebody. Because when I defend myself when I speak up. Like, I remember in high school, I had they call it peer mediation. So it was me, one of my best friends, and 2 other people on one side. And then it was 4 other girls on the other side. And it's like all of us was paired off with our enemies. So the person sitting across from me, who was my paired enemy because we would beef a lot in high school, the peer mediator was like, okay, so why don't you like Tatiana? What's the problem with Tatiana? Like, Tatiana's a very model student. Like, she's on student council. She's on, the class council too. That's a whole separate council. Like, she's on this committee. She does this. She's on the principal's thing. She was student of the month. She's an athlete. It's like, what you got going on in school is completely different than what she got going on. Her time is dedicated elsewhere. Why don't you like her? What is the problem? And that girl said, it's not that I have a problem with Tatiana. It's just that she got an attitude and she talked too much. When I tell y'all, I lean back, and I think I did something of that nature where I'm like, that makes absolutely no sense. That's like saying you don't like yourself. And that's what I said. I said, you don't like yourself because you do exactly what I do. Why are you trying me? Why are you trying me? Like, you have an attitude and you talk too much. But you don't like me. It's that mirror thing. And I'm just over here like, this is preposterous. Like, what? Okay. Then, fast forward to nowadays, some people, they show me that they don't like me. But they do, it's like passive aggressive. Like, I don't know, maybe it's the women that have moved here to Atlanta, because I'm not going to blame it on the natives, because none of these people are natives. But whatever it is about these women, when you working at a nightclub or a lounge or something like that, it's this invisible competition that you don't even realize you signed up for, and you don't even know what you competing for. But it's like the moment I step through the door, it's like you got people trying to sabotage and keep me on one side of the restaurant so I can serve like the less money showing type of customers. You got some of them telling me like, oh, this big party coming in, so me and so-and-so gonna split this party and you could take the other people that walk in. And it's like, I know what y'all doing. I'm not slow. I'm new to this establishment. And I know I got to earn my keep and get my feet wet. But I'm not slow. Y'all ain't showing me anything new. Because I'm older than you. I've been there, done that. And I see right through you. I've seen people like you before. Even though I've never met y'all a day in my life, I've seen people like you before. So I've seen you before. But I'm over here like, what the heck did I do? I'm showing up. I'm too cute to boot. Like, I'm ready to work. Smile on my face. And the reviews show people coming to see me too. So it's just like, What's the problem? And it's crazy because every obstacle they throw at me, leaps and bounds. You put me on this one side of the restaurant, now I got this whole side of the restaurant to myself, and I'm flipping these tables. You see me with the smaller people, smaller parties, and y'all taking these bigger parties. The bigger parties are sitting there for 3 hours, and I'm flipping my tables. You trying to mess with the schedule, whatever. I'm still making it work with what I got. I'm the one getting compliments from management, from people who come in that got partnerships, and I'm networking and I'm doing what I need to do because I'm coming there focused for a reason. Why are you trying to play in my face? Now, with the work thing, side note, now that gets under my skin for one reason. You playing with my money. I'm not friendly when you play with my money. I haven't really had to go through that before. So I'm seeing certain aspects of my personality where I'm like, ooh, okay, I don't even really know who she is. Because she's had no reason to come through. And now I'm like, I got to figure out where to put her because I got these gains. God is showing me things with what I want out of my life and my career and my industry of passion with art and wellness. I can't let the devil win by allowing my emotions to fester so much to where I explode and I lose what I have been working for. Not for them. Not for them. These women who do this, they're miscreants. They're peons, sycophants. They're not worthy. And I don't mean that in a degrading way. I'm stating facts because if you are intentionally sabotaging me and I'm not even reciprocating, you don't have enough good in you for me to be able to trust you as a human being. And that's intolerable in my life. So to me, you've demoted yourself to those things. I didn't demote you. You did that. Those are your actions. So I'm holding you accountable for your actions. You're showing me that you're worthless and that you're not nothing. I'm going to let you be that. And that's a difficult thing for me to practice because I used to, if anybody who know me know, I used to be so hell bent on, I got to get my point across. I got to say something. I got to da 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 da. And now, even, it's not that I just go mute, but I move a different way. I'm not finna argue with you. I know I'm good at it, but I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm gonna show you a whole nother type of way. Sometimes ignoring people, that works. Sometimes going around them, kind of like you go around a slow car in traffic. Sometimes that works. Other times, escalating it to somebody who got control over them works. Or even just confronting them head on. I had this one girl at work. She really tried me, y'all. She tried me. She gave up a table because it was just me and her that night rotating. If you give up a table and give it to me because you don't want it, because you want to sit over here and parlay with the host who's making her money and she ain't giving you none of her money, you just forfeited your turn. So when the next table come in, it's my table. Just because you gave me one of your tables doesn't mean the rotation starts over. No, you forfeited your turn. Why somebody else come in and she took them? Okay. After I greeted them. So I'm like, okay. I pulled her to the side because we're not finna have that conversation about a guest. That's ghetto and unprofessional. As I'm trying to talk to her about it, I'm like, hey, just make sure next time you communicate, because I already greeted them and I was, coming back with some utensils and stuff so I could take their order and all of that. Like, but I still had like little indicators. You supposed to put an indicator on the table to show that you've touched the table. So it's like, I did that. And they're also looking at you like, oh, okay, well, since you here now because somebody else had just, if they're telling you that someone else already had approached them, that's another indicator. You know what I mean? And then you just got sacked. So why are you coming over here? Yeah. So I pull her to the side and I'm trying to talk to her about it. She walk off on me while I'm talking. That's a big pet peeve about it. I think it's one of the most disrespectful things that you can do when you having a conversation with somebody is walk off on them while they talking to you. It's kind of like when you don't look somebody in the eye when you talking. Yeah. I realized, okay, I'm dealing with a child. I'm dealing with a child who don't really know how to handle her emotions. Besides the fact that me and her are legit 10 years apart. I'm 10 years older than her. So I'm like, okay. The old Tatiana would have said some expletives and all of that and caused a scene, whatever. Um, well, not a public scene, but a scene to the side, a scene adjacent. But I'm like, okay, no, I do have to balance though. You knowing that this is a boundary that you're not going to cross with also giving this child grace and because there's been people that have been gracious with me when I may have rubbed them the wrong way, whether it was intentional or not in my youth. So now it's my turn. This is growth. This is growth because not everybody can do that. Okay. So if she walks off and she's mumbling as she walks off, now that's another thing that gets on my nerves. If you're going to say it while I'm looking at you. Say it while you in my face. Don't turn around and have your back to me and say something. That's a coward. A coward. Mind you, she towers over me. I don't care. So I said, what you say? She was like, huh? I said, you were walking away and talking. What were you saying? I said, we were having a conversation. Come back over here so we can finish our conversation. She's like, I have nothing else to say. I said, no, obviously you do, because you were talking. And this is how I'm talking to her. Obviously you do, because you were talking. So let's talk about it. The table is yours now, because it's going to throw off the customer experience for us to swap back. But just moving forward, please check with me, because you forfeited your turn. By you forfeiting your turn, the next table coming in was mine still, even though you gave me a table. So if that's something that you don't want to do moving forward, cool. But just moving forward, let's talk and make sure that we're on the same page. And let this not happen again, because it can't. Okay, what else? Are you okay? Are you sure? Yeah, I am. I said, it don't seem like it because your whole disposition just changed. I'm good. Okay, fine, great, thank you. See you later. When I tell you I'm unbothered, I'm unbothered. Like, cause I was able to flip that table fast. The one I did have next. After that, I was able to flip that and everything. And then the people that I was supposed to have, they walking past her when she's leaving, like, oh, we need to say bye to Tatiana and that. Yeah, yeah. Because by you doing that, even though they laugh with you and stuff, because you they server, they don't want you spitting in their food and stuff like that. So they're going to try to have some decorum. But at the end of the day, who were they trying to see before they left? Me. Making sure they said bye to me. Making sure they acknowledged me and said, next time we come, we can't wait to see you. And she heard it. So, to you, and that's just one job. Y'all, the other job, the manager, I don't know what it is, y'all. And when I say this one right here be playing in my face, and it's now, when I say my face, it's not just my face that these people be playing in, because when I'm in these group settings, some of these people think that they're so bold that they be treating other people like this too. So because if it was just me, then I would probably have to look at myself and be like, am I a problem? What's going on? But I can only speak from my perspective because this is my life, and it's talk to Tot, not talk to the community. So anyway, now with this second job that I work at, the manager is a little goblin. She's a goblin. She is, and she's younger than me. Mind you, I know what it's like to deal with managers that are younger than me. I don't mind it. I don't care. Your age is obsolete. Can you do your job and can you help me do mine when I need tools and resources? That's it. Can we make money together? Yay or nay? That's my only concern. This woman, I can tell, young lady, because she's not a woman yet in my mind. This young lady does not have good employee skills. Meaning, you are great with the customers, the bomb.com. But that same level of service and compassion and all of that you give to the patrons that dine, it's a complete 180 with your staff. It seems like every time, like when we come in and we're dolled up for the shift, it's like she tries to find something on you or about you to tear you down. When you're smiling and having a good moment, she literally comes over there. Like if her first name was Debbie, it would be great. She comes over there like a Debbie Downer and is like, why aren't y'all doing this? Or why is this or that? Prime example, we have a lot of TVs at this location that I work at. And the TVs are so close together that sometimes when you're flicking the button on one, it affects another. Some of them have one input that you're supposed to put the TVs on. Other ones have another input. Some of them don't turn on the right way. Okay, so I had a miniature tutorial one time on how to turn these TVs on, and it was kind of like in one breath of a conversation. And from then on, I never had an opportunity to actually turn on the TVs because of when I would be scheduled to come in, they're already on. So this time I'm scheduled sooner. So now I gotta turn on the TVs. I'm struggling. Not because I'm inept. It's because they're not working. And I don't know which input certain TVs go on because I don't know, And I asked, mind you, hate asking her for anything. She gonna say, you have a TV at home. It was me and another server there. We both looked at each other real quick. And me and her are years apart too. She's in her 20s and I'm in my 30s. So we both look at each other like, and I instantly just start smiling. And I think when you start reaching a certain level of anger but still have some calm within you and you've matured a little bit, you start smiling. Or I've noticed that I have started smiling. Like now there are times where I'm walking around and I am pissed beyond measure, but then there are other times where I legit start smiling and I'm like, ooh, well, y'all ain't tell me that was down here at the bottom of my lip, but I'm like, ooh, this ain't gonna be good for them. Nobody in here. I'm gonna make you touch everything in this room. So when she started off saying, you have a TV at home, it's not hard. I said, hey, you okay? She ain't say nothing. So then as we're turning on the TVs, I'm like, hey, some of these aren't turning on, and I'm standing right next to it. Is there a certain remote? Because not all of the TVs were the same brand. Some of them are Hisense. Some of them are Toshiba. Some of them are Roku. But guess what? All the remotes say Roku. So I'm like, wait a minute. Is that one not turning on because it's programmed to a specific remote? You know what I mean? It's not that difficult, but I'll just do it. I said, hey, you're not talking to us in love and light. Yeah. You sure you're okay? All right. That's new me. And sometimes I feel like a punk with her. But I don't get it. Like, why are people trying me? I know I have a baby face. I know I am of a short stature. I'm petite. How my god sisters say, I'm fun sized. I get all of those things. But why are you trying me? We were cutting up fruit. This was the day before yesterday. We were cutting up fruit. And I'm like, let me help out, be a good teammate, because I'm actually about to go. But I'm like, hey, I could do some extra side work, whatever, because we're a team. Like me and the girls on the floor at this job, not the other one, we have a really great teamwork system. It's nothing for someone to come and help you clean up your section, water your tables for you, greet your customers if you're busy. When I say it's like day and night, like this other job here, we help each other and there's no competition and people ain't doing all this crazy stuff or whatever. So I cut up some fruit to help out my girl. And out of nowhere, Why y'all don't have gloves on? Why, mind you, we just came from the kitchen washing our hands, and I put hand sanitizer on. It ain't no, oh, thank y'all for helping out. Because mind you, this fruit ain't for me. It's for the bar. I'm not a server. It's for the bar. So, no, hey y'all, make sure y'all put on some gloves. Or, hey y'all, I'm finna bring y'all some gloves. Or, hey y'all, I appreciate y'all helping, but can y'all put on some gloves? It was, why y'all ain't got no gloves? Where the gloves at? Customers are right. Literally, we're here, customers here. Who you talking to, baby? I turned around. I don't have a poker face to save my life. I was like, I couldn't even feel my face, but I know it wasn't pleasant. I didn't smile this time. I was like, my face read everything else. And I was like, man, where these gloves at? Cause I'm not in the mood, especially because that day it was so slow. I was there for 4 hours and didn't make no money either. Oh, no, don't try it, baby. I'm here. I'm with every ounce of it. I got it for you today. All right. Then we go get some gloves. Not those gloves. You can't use the black glove. So now we got color preferences. So the gloves are color coded now. This is my first time hearing anything about color gloves. Why certain glove colors can't be worn with other glove color. Get out. Get out. I'm tired. I'm so tired. I don't know what it is. It's more so about these, like, even though I've had other experiences outside of work related instances, those are gradually becoming few and far between. Thank you, Jesus. But the 2 jobs that I work, these heifers and hens, I don't know why the birds are flocking and squawking together. And they literally are syncing up. Like, when one found out, like at the other, not the job that I was just talking about, but the one where the girl like took the table and all of that stuff, some of them are starting to sync up and realize, oh yeah, I don't like her neither. And now they're starting to, ladies, I'm so tired of some of y'all. And I'm not being funny. I promise. When I look at actually all of them who, and it's not a lot of them, it's like, who be up there tripping? It's like 3.5 of them. Because one of them is sometimesy. It's kind of like, it's a her thing for real. It really is a her thing. I mean, all of it is a them thing. But she be separated from the rest. So you can't really group her. You know what I mean? Because they work different shifts. But 3 of them, one of them starting to behave a little bit now. A little bit. All right, cool. But for sure, 2 be syncing up. And when I look at all 4 of them, I'm like, if I was you, I'd hate me too. Because even on my bad day, and that's not, I'm not conceited. I am not throwing shade. I'm calling a spade, and I did not intend to rhyme. Because when I say I'm a thinker, I look at everything. Like, one of them makes a lot more money than me. Okay, so what? On paper, my resume is impeccable. Like, so I know on paper, I qualify to be they boss's boss. For, you know. So I'm just like, okay, I know it ain't this. I know it ain't that. My personality is banging. It shows in the reviews, like I said earlier. So I'm like, what? So I'm looking at them. One of them got cankles. I'm not being mean. I'm stating a fact. This is a valid observation. Another one, you would have thought a troll and a gremlin had a baby. I'm not being funny. And then the other one looks like she had to like convince herself that she was cute. Like, it probably wasn't something she always thought, but she had to convince herself. And now it's like, okay, can't nothing stop me now. Unless it's another bad bee winning in front of you. And then the other one, the one that we don't really deal with like that, she just had her moment. Like, some people try you to see how far they can get with you. And then once you buck back at them, then they're like, oh, okay, I can't be that way with you. So Me and her, we're, yeah, pretty much cool. So it ain't really like 4 of them. That's why I say it's like 3.5. But them three, and it's like they be doing passive aggressive, nice, nasty stuff. I'm a type A alpha female. That stuff don't register for me. That's some punk stuff. That's what cowards do. And one of them in particular, the one that looked like it's a gremlin and a, what did I say? Not a troll. Whatever that baby concoction was that I said, because I can't even remember. That's how much I meant it, because it was like, it literally looked like these two things got together and procreated. She's the type where she got to be the loudest person in the room. She has to outweigh your story every time. Like, you could be talking about how you just had a really wonderful day, and you just mean it for yourself, and she has to compete with that. She has to, well, you know, I had a wonderful day this day and the few days before that because da da da. It's just like, okay, yeah. I know I have to endure stuff like this because of where I'm going in life, because I'm gonna be a mogul. I'm a mogul in the making, and that's real talk. Y'all are gonna remember me. So I have to get exposed to different types of people, whether I like it or them or not. So this is about seeing the bigger picture, but I'm still human. And when these heifers be trying me, I be wanting to drag them and make them touch everything in the room, and then walk out. Oh, happy day. It would bring me so much joy. It really would. But then I have to think, okay, why should I be a catalyst in blocking my own blessings? Especially for people who ain't worth it. For temporary people who maybe in a year's time I'm probably not even gonna see you no more. They not worth it. And then I say all that to say too, when I am in a position where I have to keep cool in a hot situation because people be trying me, what I'm starting to understand is the closer I get to my goal, sometimes the harder it is. The more you try to align yourself with what God have for you, a lot of times the devil be really trying to throw stuff at you. And it's your job not to succumb to it. You have to be able to handle the blessing and what comes with it and the journey along the way. And so when I do calm down, because I be having to have my woo-style moments, some stuff bounce right off, but other stuff, especially about my money, I envision breaking your face. And I know that sounds slightly aggressive, but I don't act upon it. So anyway, I be reflecting on things and looking at how things can come together full circle, short term, long term, etc. And I'm like, okay, I must be doing something right. And I fully understand why people say that now. I do. Because some people are bothered by your light shining. You know how sun is so bright, so you got to put your glasses on because it affects your vision and you start seeing spots and all of that. Some people are the people who put their sunglasses on because they're bothered by your light. And a lot of times they swatting at it. So them trying to block your rays and stuff, it can show up as this aggressive, vindictive, catty, just retarded, outlandish behavior. But I have, and some women ain't gonna admit they're like this. They're gonna try to find a reason to validate these erroneous actions. But if you find that you can be real enough with yourself to admit that you are one of these types of women, just know you can never stop somebody else's shine. That they might choose to dim their light, but you didn't force their light out. And just because somebody else's light is shining, it doesn't take away from yours. It doesn't. Does one star burn less because another star is burning bright? No, that star is burning to the fullest capacity of what it's capable of, and it ain't got nothing to do with now other star around it. Apply that same concept. My shine ain't got nothing to do with you. It ain't in your way. Just like your shine is definitely not in my way. So let me shine and you focus on you shining. But some people can't handle that. They can't. Some people are so defensive in their desperation and so insecure about what unsecures them that they don't think there's room at the table for everybody. I hate that with a passion. There's room at the table for everybody. As many people as there are in the world, that's how much room it is at the table. And I've said that before on a previous episode. Who are you to determine space at the table? That's not your job. And that's why you are put in situations where you have to exhaust such efforts to be negative to somebody else. That takes a lot of energy. Like, if anybody has ever been disgusted by something, or like, or even if you get worked up, anger takes a lot of energy out of you. It does. It's and some people, they're not even receptive to it. You have to be ready for stuff like that, though. When you analyze yourself, a lot comes with that mirror, walking past that mirror and looking at it, taking a moment to stop and face yourself. That's one of the hardest things that a person can do. And I can tell, because I've done it, I can tell when certain women, young ladies, haven't. And that creates a clear division between young ladies and women. I'm over here with the women. I feel bad for them. I don't give them an excuse for it, but I do pity them. I do. Because it's like, what type of life is that? Even if you smile in your pictures or you put whatever outfits on, when you're by yourself, you're not really happy. You don't like what you look at in the mirror and you make excuses for it. That's not my narrative. So don't make it my narrative. Don't try to write on my pages. Don't try to put ink in my story. You're not allowed. Seriously. I do hope that this topic, even though it's a little bit centered on work situations, it's still something that shows up socially too, especially for women. I hope it is something that you guys can identify with, because it's happening. It's a lot of broken women out here. And a lot of times they're broken on the inside. You can't even tell on the outside because they mask it. But they show it in how they treat other women. And it's ill. It's sad too. It's kind of like you want to help sis. But then it's like, I don't got time for you. I just want you to go away. That's all I want. Like, either be good or go away. That's it. I don't want nothing else. I don't even want to help you. But then when you see them off over there, like, a part of me still be like, I would help her come on to the other side if she really wanted, if she's really willing. Because sometimes when you have a moment to just level the playing field with the person, you see a whole nother side to them. And you recognize why it was necessary for you to be the patient one, for you to be the understanding one, for you to be the bigger person. Because a lot of times people have to have certain things happen to them or be exposed to certain people in order for them to really check themselves. I just don't like the fact that it seemed like I'm getting a lot of that at once. Different people at the same time. I'm like, hey, I need a break too now. I gotta have some left over for me. Please. So, again, I know that this content it talked about a lot in regards to that. But hopefully you gaining something out of it, And even if you want to share your thoughts on if you were in my situation, what would you have done differently? I would greatly appreciate that. Because I'm always open to different perspectives on things. It is difficult though when you work with certain people and you have to interact with them in a certain way because they make the schedule or they're the manager, whatever. Like, granted, again, I said this on the previous episode. I got a choice to show up wherever I want. I can choose to not come to work. But if that's not my choice, I have to deal with what comes with that. So, anyway, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I hope that you enjoy some of this content. It is true. Like, when I speak about things, it really be real life. Hence, real people, real talk, real life. So, I can't wait to drop the next video for y'all on Talk to Tot, real people, real talk, real life. I appreciate your ears. I appreciate your eyes. And I appreciate you connecting with me. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe on TikTok, on Instagram, and yeah, and YouTube and Apple Podcasts. I'm very grateful. Continue to grow with me. And if you guys want to share any topics with me to talk about on future episodes, if you want to be a guest on the show, whether it's in person in Atlanta or virtually, if you are unable to meet up in person, I welcome that with open arms. So until I see you again next time, be blessed, be safe, and be peaceful.